Hey guys, what's going on? It's Flares. Videos on the video playing Black Ops 3 as always, playing some domination on Breach using the VMP because I'm trying to get back in the gist with the VMP since I've been off for a little while. But great news, guys! If you guys watched the last video, which is about me potentially breaking my scuff by accident, I can confirm now that the D-pad is okay. I know all you guys were wondering. You were saying, guys, we have to find out what's wrong with the D-pad. You know, all you guys were in the comments going crazy. Really, there was no comments on the video, but or there were a couple, I'm not sure. But if you guys are wondering, if you guys even care, the D-pad is fine. Nothing really happened. I think it was just like I left my PS4 on for a couple of days. You know, the days I didn't upload. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't intentional, but it just happened. And I don't know, it might have messed it up. Bluetooth could have been a factor since my phone was on. I don't know. PS4 is a little weird right now, but anyways, if you guys saw the title up above, this video is going to be about me cutting class in high school. I've done it twice where I've gotten caught, and I've done it a whole bunch more times, which, you know, I'm not boasting about that, but it definitely, you know, it's not a good thing to do. I don't know, it's just I really couldn't tell you guys. And I just remembered that going back to what I was just talking about, you know, the scuff not working that well, the analog sticks are still a little loose. That could be just, you know, wear and tear and all that, but just wanted to let you guys know that you'll see a couple of shots, they're a little shaky, especially the longer range gunfights. Yeah, going back to talking about skipping. If you guys don't know what skipping is, I'm pretty sure all you do, because most of you guys are either in middle school or high school. If you're in elementary school, dope, welcome. But yeah, most of you should know what skipping is. If not, I'll just go over it real quick. Skipping is like when you cut a class, essentially, or when you don't want to go to the class for some reason, whether it's you don't have the homework done, you don't have the project done, you don't have something done, and you want the points for it, but you want to, you know, kind of play it off as if you weren't there that day. And you you know, you weren't, I guess, aware, you could say, or something like that. But that is what I've, you know, done a good amount of. I think it started like in 10th grade, now making it sound like a disorder, but or some disease or something. But I mainly started doing it in 10th grade, and I got decent at it. Oh my god, I'm bragging about this now. This isn't good, guys. Don't ever brag about skipping like I do. You don't want to be me. But yeah, so I know that it's not a good thing to do, but yeah, so it started in 10th grade. I got pretty good at it, so I continued kind of doing it. Some days I'd be like, alright, you know, I just don't want to show up to the class, and I just skip it. I haven't been doing that too much this year, because last year, you know, classes were kind of I don't want to say hard, but they were a little different, to be honest with you guys. They were more annoying, especially geometry. Algebra 2 is a pain in the ass, but geometry definitely was a whole lot more. The kids in my class made me just want to kill myself. Just the whole setup of the class was just like, like you didn't want to really be in it. But what happened last year, I've gotten caught 2 times, as I said previous. What happened last year is that my school, you know, the time that it takes people to usually arrive and all that and get situated and walk around with their friends and, you know, go to their first period classrooms, I guess you could kind of call that time homeroom in middle school. But yeah, you know, in that time the teachers are preparing, you know, I guess their lessons, like they're doing the final, you know, checkups on their lessons, you know, making sure everything's working, and, you know, they're printing their pages that they're gonna need and all that. So my teacher, first period, was walking around, and I guess he was printing his stuff and all that, but I had to finish something for a class, a second period class, because I'm in first period. So I had to finish something for a second period class, because this teacher always made you feel guilty or ashamed of not handing something in on time, which you should feel, but he blew it over the top, and I was like, alright, I'm not down feeling this emotion today. I was never really down for it either way. I had him this year. He's a great guy. I can't really say much bad about him. You know, he sets you straight and all that, which I really appreciate. But yeah, so I didn't feel like, you know, taking all that, saying, oh, you're such a slacker. I remember one day he told the kid, I'm glad you're, he said, I'm glad that you don't work for me, or something like that. Like, he says stuff that, you know, I don't know, it makes sense, but it's just like, alright, dude, like, you don't have to take it that far. Like, the kid's feeling bad enough that he didn't hand something in, he's about to get a 0. Like, he was a hard grader and all that, but, yeah, I didn't feel like, you know, taking all that, so I'm like, you know what, let me just get this done. Maybe I'll spend 5-10 minutes in, first period, you know, I'll spend them in the library doing it, and then I'll go to first period afterwards and kind of, you know, say I came in late. But, thing is that, when I went to the library to work on it, my teacher was strolling around in that homeroom time, and he eventually saw me, but I didn't see him. So, I mean, when you see your teacher and you're like, alright, I'm gonna cut this, when you're like, you see him, you're like, I really can't do it anymore, because then, you know, it's kind of an absence, because they'll be like, wait, didn't I see him earlier today? Or didn't I see her earlier today? So it doesn't work out that well, but, and what had happened is that he'd seen me, and then I walked in his class after like 5 minutes. It was ridiculous. I walk in, teacher starts looking at me, everyone's looking at me, because I guess, you know, that's the discussion before I walk in. Oh, did anyone see Fabian? I think he's cutting, like, I don't know, but, so, he pulls me to the side, he's like, so, where were you? I was like, I came in late. He's like, no, you didn't, I saw you in the library first, or in homeroom. What am I saying? I saw you in the library for homeroom, and I was like at that point, there's nothing else you could say, because I don't know, you're just kind of screwed. You put your fingers in your mouth, and it's like you choked, you know. But yeah, so I really screwed up on that one. But this year on Monday, I usually meet up with my friend, and his girlfriend, you know, usually comes a couple of minutes after me, so I, you know, hang with him with there. Oh my god, I'm choking on my words. I hang with him there, and I, you know, we just chill until his girlfriend comes, and then after that, I'm like, alright, I'll see you guys later, and they go off and do their things. I hate third wheeling, but, you know, after that, I was thinking about maybe, you know, while I was hanging out with him, I was working on the piece of paper that I had to work on, because I handed it in to the first period teacher, and that's the teacher that I had to skip because I didn't have the work done for the class, and it was like a review or something, and I had a couple of questions left, maybe like 4 or 5, something like that. So as I'm working on it, I'm looking at my paper, and usually my first period teacher passes by because he's, you know, making adjustments or he's coming in or something like that, but he usually says hi to me, and, you know, waves and all that. But I guess this day, or on Monday, he decided to be extra silent, and you know, it made things a little bit more difficult on me, because I thought that he'd say hi and I'd be like, alright, you know, now he saw me, that now I can't cut and have to go in with his work done like this. So he didn't say anything, but he saw me. I didn't see him. I was focused on my work, you know, talking to my friend and all that. So my friend's girlfriend came, and I don't want to sit there looking like a loser all by myself working on something like a super nerd kind of thing, because I had like a whole bunch of books out and all that. But so I decided to go to the library, and right as I sit down, you know, this is still kind of essentially a homeroom, the time that that I sat down in the library, and as I sit down and plug in my headphones and I start working on music, and I was seated in a position that I could see kind of the whole library, but I see everyone getting up, like in I guess distance, but I kind of tunnel vision on my paper right then and there, because I had to finish this up real fast before homeroom started. I wanted to take as least time as possible, kind of doing the same thing that I did the year before, but I just wanted to take as least time as possible. So I think I got like 3 or 4 questions done in the 5 minutes that I was up there, and all of a sudden all I feel is like a tap on my desk after all these people have left. I'm like, I don't know, I look up, and at first I thought it was my phone because it was like a vibration, but I look up as I was checking my phone, and the library guy, he's like, oh, we have to go, there's like a gas leak in the school. So I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I guess this is cool, you know, my teacher knows, or he doesn't know that I'm cutting, I guess, right now. I don't even know what you could call those. You could call those a semi-cut? I don't know, because I wasn't intentionally attempting to cut the whole class, because I really don't care about, you know, I don't want to say I don't care about that class, but I don't care enough to cut that class, because it's like, you know, it's history, it's not that bad. But you know, we go outside and 20 minutes go by or something like that, and we're waiting out there, and when we go back in, I was like, alright, I have like 1 question left, I'll just go to his class and, you know, maybe get like a 19 out of 20 on it or whatever. So when I walk into this class, I knock on the door, and there's some girls that usually sit at that table, or that always sit at that table, I should say, next to the door, and they usually open up the door. But I knock once and no one opens it up. I'm like, alright. And then I knock again, and then no one opens the door. I'm like, alright, dude, something's off. Like, they always open the door for me, because I have to admit it, I'm kind of late sometimes. But you know, these late night grind these late night grind recordings and all that. But you know, I knock again, and one of them slowly gets up. And you know, when the first 2 times that I knocked, they kind of gave me a look like, you know, go away. Like, it wasn't like go away like we don't like you, like go away like you're about to get like screwed. But I kind of didn't read it. I felt like something was wrong, but you know, I didn't pay too much attention to it, because at this time I didn't know that the teacher had seen me. So I walk into class, and the teacher's like, all right, where were you? I'm like, I came in late. And he's like, no, you didn't. I saw you. He went into extreme details. You had your headphones plugged in. You were sitting on the bench talking to your friend, chewing gum and all that. And I was like, yeah, I came in late. And he's like, no, you did not. And he's like, step outside with me. And he told the teacher that teaches with him, like, you know, to watch over the class and all that, and teach, you know, what he was teaching. He starts yelling at me when we get outside. He makes me feel really guilty. I mean, I deserved it 100% because I lied to him. He's always been, you know, good to me, and that's what he was kind of telling me. He's like, I was always good to you, and you lied to me to my face like this and all this stuff. He was threatening to call home to my mom, but right there I was like, all right, this dude's taking a little bit too far. Like, I feel guilty and all that, but you know, I don't know, he just took it a little bit too far. But anyways, I go back in the class, and everyone's just kind of staring at me and the teacher, like, knowing, like, you know, like there's some tension here. So no one really talked during that period, because, you know, when the teacher gets mad, he gets mad. But anyways, guys, that was the story. If you take one thing away from this, don't cut, especially first period. And, you know, if your teacher saw you, you know, don't try to do it and pull it off as nice and slick and all that. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. I know this was a little bit of a longer story, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And they can get confusing at times, but if you guys have any questions, I guess you could leave a comment down below. And also, if you guys enjoyed, you could like and comment accordingly. And yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been your boy Flays, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.